Release Nnamdi Kanu and stop this reckless trial you are doing with Nnamdi Kanu. This word is coming from APC chairman or APC Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027 coordinator, as he has described himself. You will watch this video by yourself and share this video, subscribe to this channel. Today I'm not in happy mood. I am very hungry because of what is happening in this country called Nigeria, especially what has been done against the Igbos, where the Southeast governor need to stand up and speak to the authority, who, despite whoever that is involved is, but despite of it, the efulefu, most of them don't know what they have. They are afraid or not. They allow things to go in wire, and they say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu, Samuel Ekpan, they are the one causing insecurity in the Southeast. But the question now, the world is asking, the question people are asking now, Samuel Ekpan now is not active, is facing his own in Finland. Nnamdi Kanu is under the custody of DSS. If these two people, which you people claim they are the problem of the Southeast, causing insecurity of the Southeast, why is insecurity in the Southeast have not stopped? These are questions now beckoning for answer from these weak governors from the Southeast, leaders of Southeast, who refuse to ask questions, who refuse to ask why are they being marginalized? Why is it that if you come to their case, they are being treated in Nigeria in an unfair manner? Please, you will watch this video and share this video, because I keep saying it that why is it that we don't have a fearless Igbo leader, a leader who will stand and say, ask the question, whatever will happen, let it happen. Why are we finding it difficult to have any one of these Igbo fearless man that can withstand, irrespective of what will happen? At least today, because Benue people, the middle belt where I came from, they have kept silent over the years. They refuse to ask questions. They refuse to take action. Today, Benue has been turned to a sacrificial lamb in the hands of these terrorists, bandit or headmen who are leveraging on Benue, Plateau, Taraba, which the government are claiming that they are non-Nigerians, Fulanis. But if they are non-Nigerian Fulani, should Fulani men fold their hands and allow these people to buy everybody? These are the things. Please watch this video. As we are watching this video, please share this video, subscribe. I'm coming to analyze it, to tell you why these Southeast governors, leaders refuse to say the truth to power, irrespective of who is there or not. Watch this video and share.
Mohammed Ndarani Mohammed, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I'm also the Grand Patron, One Nation Asuaju Support Group of Nigeria. Let me start by saying my advice to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our dear President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, having watched what is happening in Nigeria in recent times, I felt the urge as a patriotic Nigerian to plead with the federal government to settle Nnamdi Kanu and other agitators matters out of court by set up a formidable national committee of arbitration. In my opinion, the court may not be the solution of the above matter if lasting peace is to reign in the nation. Bringing this matter to the round table for intensive negotiation surely would engender the peace, harmony, and unity in diversity that we all have persistently craved. In a country with various distinct ethnicities like Nigeria, it is and ought to be an all-pervading preoccupation of everyone to seek ways of encouraging those things that will bring us closer together. as a nation. This is even more so in the existing atmosphere where there is a mutual suspicions and widespread crisis of marginalization. Our dear President Bola Tinubu should therefore consider alternative dispute resolution, mechanisms like arbitrations, cancellations, and mediation in some of these cases concerning our agitators in the country. ADR refer to any method of conflict resolution that take place outside the courtroom. It involves processes and techniques of conflict resolutions without litigations and empower parties to work together using a framework to amicably settle complex issues. Our dear President needs peace and unity to function optimally. Therefore, anything that will give him peace is highly welcome. And that is what we're seeking to see in this our dear country. Looking at the political atmospheres in Nigeria today, there is a palpable tension in the land with a huge portions of it having tribal and religious undertones. This could only provide uncomfortable foundations for the current festering and growing pocket of banditry, militancy, and other type of unrest. Political parties and gladiators are already aligned and realigned because they felt that the interests of their people, regions, or religions are not being adequately protected. I can tell you for free, though, that most of them are actually aligned for their own selfish interests and not for the interests of the masses. They are simply taking advantages of the current uncertainties in the land. Resolving some of these matters that are in court can only help in sanitizing the atmosphere, since it is a fact that early resolution of a dispute will immensely help in healing old wounds and in nation building. It will also help in this instance in promoting peace and unity. That is what we need ultimately in this country today. We need peace, we need unity, we need to work together. We have to look at ourselves as we're all one, we're all brothers from indivisible and indissoluble nations under one God.
You have watched the video. Yesterday was Salah, and you can see the northern leaders, they all gather, they prayed, they are praying for the peace of Nigeria. This is hypocrisy of the highest order. We have been praying in this country, both the Christians and the Muslims are praying. But things are getting worse. Things are not changing because we are just praying by mouth, but we are not acting. Those governors from the north who are praying for peace to reign are also, most of them are the ones sponsoring this terrorism. Yes, politicians from the north, they know themselves. If they want these terrorists to stop today in Nigeria, they will put an end to it, because they have a motive, they have an agenda they want to achieve in Nigeria. They allow these men are brutalizing, these men are shocktalizing, these men are recklessing the country, all in the name of what they want to achieve. Today, as we speak, the governor of Benue have come out that Benue is under siege. A whole sitting governors will come out and be telling the citizens the city is under siege. Siege by who? You are APC governor. The president is APC. What effort have you done to communicate with the president? Why are they neglecting the good people of Benue? When Otom was there, they said Otom is PDP. Otom is crying foul because he hated Buhari. Now that alias, the pastor alias is there, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the South, is there, why are they not taking the issue of Benue serious? What agreement has gone wrong? What is happening in the case of Benue? This is the major reason every Igbo man around the world, every Biafra, need to be praying for Nnamdi Kanu, need to be putting Nnamdi Kanu in prayer. Because if it is not for Nnamdi Kanu, the issue of Southeast today will have been more deadly than as it is today. Don't forget the motive. These people aims is for the Southeast regions to make sure to bring them down. That's why you could see every slight opportunity they have, They always marginalize the Southeast. Every slight mistake they have, they always push Southeast to the wall, or to one corner. They delete Southeast from the map of called Nigeria. And that's why some group of people will come together. Oh, the Igbo man is not good to be president of Nigeria. They can go to come and join army. They can do this. But when it comes to the first seat, they are not good to be president. And I'm still asking today, these Southeast, we have Wazobia in Nigeria, we have the Hausa, we have the Yoruba, and we have the Igbos. Why is it that Igbos have been marginalized? Why is it that they prefer even the South than the Igbos? What is going on? Why is it the Southeast leaders are not asking questions? I've keep saying it time without number. Thank you that I'm being vindicated by this APC man that Bola Ahmed Tinubu starting this case of Nnamdi Kanu afresh was just waste of time, was just waste of Nigerian resources. We have a lot of things in our disposal that we can use money to do. But he decided to channel this money that's supposed to be meant for education, that was supposed to be meant for infrastructure, to be wasting it on this trial of Nnamdi Kanu. Every seat that every day Nnamdi Kanu go to court, money is being wasted. What for? Terrorism, Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen are leveraging the north. They are moving. They are collecting ransom, showing it on internet, buying our chief security men. Nothing is being done about it. Yet we are wasting resources, wasting time on this issue of Muslim America. You can hear from this APC man what we have said so far. If you wanted to try people in this country to make this country, it's not somebody like Nnamdi Kanu. People you're supposed to be trying is former President Buhari, try Obasanjo, try Yaradua, try Jonathan. Try these people who have looked at this country, those politicians who have worked with them, who have dried this country, who have make us a worse country in Africa right now. These are the set of people that need to be tried. But politicians are not being tried. Okowa that have been alleged that he stole trillions of naira now has become to APC now. His sin will be forgiven. How do you now want the upcoming one to now believe in the fate of this country called Nigeria? It is high time we stand up and do the needful. Share this video, subscribe to this channel.
The topic for this video is how shameless and problematic Nigeria is at this point. I first of all know you would want me to mind my business and talk about my own country, Ghana. But listen, I don't really care about what you think. And if you haven't checked in my videos, I talk more about my country than any other on this platform. But at this point, it's not just silly and problematic how miserable Nigeria is, it's becoming for all of West Africa. And if you feel agitated already for my choice of words, wait and hear the rest of all I have to say. Let's get into it. Nigeria's population is a national security threat to every neighboring and West African country. As of March this year, Nigeria's population is more than half the total population of West African countries. More than half. This means on any given day, the influx of Nigerian citizens to any West African country will easily swallow up the entire local population. This is why every country in West Africa needs to have a say in what goes on in Nigeria, on the backdrop of the fact that they like to travel, ladies and gentlemen. They like to move, and they are moving in numbers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, two major situations are making Nigeria look scary to the rest of Africa, especially the neighboring West African countries. And I said two major things. But first, let's put aside the lack of stable electricity and inflation for now. Those are regular problems everywhere that every country in Africa has to deal with. However, the two worrisome situations brewing in Nigeria, which threatens the sovereignty of other African countries, has to do with the religious extremism and poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to again hold back on the insults for now And also put down your bias glasses and hear me out for a minute before you come in. Are you aware of the number of Islamist jihadist groups operational in Nigeria as of 2025? Let me give you the list, ladies and gentlemen. It started in the year 2000 with Boko Haram, whose aim is to establish an Islamic state in Nigeria. Then the first splinter group from Boko Haram, called Ansaru, was formed in 2012. After Ansaru came the next splinter group called Islamic State West Africa Province, aka ISWAP, which started in 2016. Darul Salam also came in from the Niger Delta, and then the multiple Fulani militant groups came in. Just when we thought these groups were too many to handle for one country, then we hear of a group originally from Mali and also operational in Niger moving in to Nigeria. They are called Lakurawa. The situation appears to get worse by the days, from one bad jihadist group to a worse group. Ladies and gentlemen, is Nigeria becoming, or already become, the main breeding ground for all terrorist groups in Africa? What's going on here? When other countries are thinking of ways to create conducive environment to entice foreign investment, Nigeria is rather enticing terror. Let me ask you this. What conditions are made where almost all of them are situated? Groups will directly enter all the nearby countries. These are countries in West Africa. This may include the splinter groups moving to other countries, or the citizens of Nigeria abandoning their own homeland for another. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious issue that needs immediate continental concern. Nigeria is a friend of Ghana. Nigeria is a part of ECOWAS. When they are moving into your country, we cannot turn them away. But when 1 million moves in at one time, what then becomes the fate of the host nation's security, sovereignty, and economy? And this can happen on any given day, ladies and gentlemen. And what actually terrifies me is this. I don't see any real political actions or steps taken by the leadership of the country to deal with the situation. You don't hear of the presidency talk about strategies. You don't hear of governors talk plans, and senators the same. Where are the marches, ladies and gentlemen, and the demonstrations on the streets to force the hand of the government to face it head on? Where are they? It's like the fate of the people in this country is in individuals' hands. Those with the resources may hire armed officers for their personal security, and those who don't have to live carefully and away from certain hotspots. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the best Nigeria can do in their own country? Day in, day out, all we hear is kidnapping, robbery on buses and even on trains, village killings, and so on. Is this ever going to change in Nigeria in the nearest possible time? Nigeria currently ranks 10 on every type of crime list in the world. Talk about cybercrime, organized crime, financial crimes, and extremism. You will find them on the top 10 list of all of them. What type of society are you building? On the criminality index on ocindex.net, you are 6th out of 193 countries, 2nd out of African countries, and number 1 in West Africa. You are ranked 19th among the least peaceful countries in the world, and nothing shows it bothers you, especially they that hold power in the country. Omonaja, what's up? When you finally get the chance to vote for a president who may bring a difference to the country, you reject it. You vote the same type of leader continues. Why won't you try change? Why can't the people try what Ghana did? You come out in your numbers. You create your own coalition centers. You protect the ballot boxes at all costs and ensure a free and fair elections for once in your lifetime. Because if you as a regular Nigerian don't like what's going on in your home country, you have to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. That cannot be done by anyone else but yourselves, unless it benefits you. What's the ultimate goal here? When you have chosen democracy as your system of governance and it's only making life a living hell for the majority of the people, what is the plan, ladies and gentlemen? This is disturbing. Now, on to the second situation that is of equal concern as the first. This is about the level of poverty in Nigeria. You have more than 40% of your total population living below the global poverty line of $2.15 per day. That's more than 100 million people, ladies and gentlemen. That's a national security crisis. To have more than 100 million people who don't spend up to 3,300 naira in a day is problematic for the state's economy and for the people themselves. And here is how. The 3,300 naira per day will include your transport fare in and out to work if you have one, or to school, your breakfast, your lunch, your supper for one person. And so when that's not possible for more than 100 million people, then there isn't much these 100 million people are doing to contribute to the economy of the local state. People must work, produce, buy, pay taxes, and all of that, which runs the local economy. And that explains why countries whose citizens spend more do better than countries which citizens spends less. This is economic fact. Economic activities thrives off of demand and supply, buying and selling. And so when purchasing power drops, supply power is affected. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to that is the low rate at which Nigeria's economy is growing. With the kind of population you have and expected to have in the next 10 years, your economy cannot survive on a single digit